I very much want to lose Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, any ego, anything I have. And I find it a challenge that my performance will be held up to the actual person.
The personal relationships we had, we just brought that to the table as well. As soon as we started working, it turned from like J-Lo, the superstar I've always known, to Jen, a friend and a peer.
And I find it a challenge that my performance will be held up to the actual person, you know? And so it makes me kind of want to, you know, do the most amazing job. I find it a huge responsibility and a huge honor to be able to be asked to play a real person. And so I don't take it lightly. There's something about it that really is, like it gives you this amazing goal to go for. And when you have a subject like Selena or Poochie Lovell or Judy Robles, who are these very strong women in very different ways. And this time, the fact that she was alive and with me and I could speak to her and she was gonna look at it and she was gonna go, that is not me, or that is me, you know, was something that I, you know, did not take lightly. And so I very much want to lose Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, any ego, anything I have about how I would do things and really kind of disappear into who Judy is.
In the beginning, I always thought, okay, I have to become the best wrestler. I have to be just as good as him at wrestling now, and that was never the case. It was never about being Anthony, because nobody could ever be you. You know, nobody can ever be Anthony Robles. It was about embodying him. So for me, it was not learning wrestling as much as it was the confidence of a wrestler. So day one of training, if I got picked up, I would be like, stop, 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 put me down, put me down, put me down. And I would be scared to hit the ground. And that was a mentality that I had to knock if I was gonna be willing to do this full throttle and be Anthony. And I think midway, it got to a point where I get slammed down and I was popping back up and going right back to the middle of the mat to go again. And once that happened, that's when I started to feel like Anthony. It wasn't when I learned how to sprawl or when I learned how to do a fireman carry. It was when I wasn't afraid to sprawl and I wasn't afraid to do a fireman's carry.
You said, okay, so this is what it's like.
Yeah, I felt tough.
Your mind.
I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, at one point, Anthony looked at me and he was like, this is getting weird. And that to me was the biggest compliment I could have gotten at the time. You can feel somebody from the Bronx from a mile away when you're from the Bronx, you know, and you know, I'm Dominicano, and she's Puerto Rican, so culturally we have very similar backgrounds. So the chemistry wasn't too hard to search for. We didn't go too far for that. I'm also, my best friend is my mom in my life, you know, so I'm very close to her, and she is an incredible mother, and she's very close to her kids. So the personal relationships we had, we just brought that to the table as well. But yeah, you know, the thing about the people from the Bronx is we're always talking about how we're from the Bronx. So it was very fun to immediately connect off that. And she had heard about me from before, and she knew of me and my work because I'm from the Bronx. So I thought that was really cool. And as soon as we started working, it turned from like J-Lo, the superstar I've always known, to Jen, a friend and a peer.
You make people believe in something.
Surprised to see you. Don't be.
When they see you, they don't see someone who's missing a leg. They see someone who is unstoppable.